Not at all. I just wanted to let you know because
that is important.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to our West Coast Gentle Yoga session. This type of gentle yoga is designed as a palliative yoga, which is primarily a preventive style, but it can have therapeutic effects also. It has been designed to reduce the stress in your body. We do this using physical asanas, breathing practices, mantras, and other meditative practices. It has been designed to increase the energy of communication in your body's systems, which stimulates better immune system and body's repair mechanism. One feels better and minor issues can get resolved. Yoga brings good health of mind and body, inner awareness, and a sense of cosmic connection. Regular discipline practice is key. So if you miss a day, please use the video recording on YouTube at Life in Yoga Rajan. Yoga is not a physical exercise and it's not a religious practice either. So people with any religious background can do this. This type of gentle yoga can be done sitting on a chair or on the floor. Always remember to keep your spine straight but not stiff. And if you need to, please support your back. All these practices are done very gently, smoothly, and without jerks. Being mindful of each movement and visualizing the part of the body being exercised will give you the maximum benefit. Follow instructions to avoid adverse reactions. There should be no strain and you should do it within your own capacity. Make sure your breathing is slow and smooth. If anything causes pain or discomfort, please stop immediately, avoid the practice, and seek clarification. If you have any questions regarding personal problem, since this is a public forum, you can send an email to the email addresses provided in the reminder email. And remember, liability is entirely yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkatesh.
Namaste, everyone. As usual, we begin with 3 ohms. Let's take a deep breath in. So we are open for questions. And of course, if you want to go into the book, there was the 6th chapter, which was remaining from the introduction. So if you want, we can go there too.
Narayan, another question in that Hatha Yoga thing was, I know you told us to hold it for about 1.5 breaths and the exercises to do. But
1.5 minutes.
Yeah, minutes.
Yeah, no, you said breaths.
Oh, okay. No, it's about 10, you said 10 to 20 breaths, right?
Yes,
15 to 20 breaths.
Yeah.
Okay. But how many times should we do that? Like, is it like if we do one round of Surya Namaskar, doing it on both left and right, is that enough or do we have to do more than that?
Okay, let's be very clear. When you talk of Surya Namaskar is not a yoga exercise.
No, I'm giving you an example because it has both forward bending, backward bending, plus isometric exercises. So
Typically, If you have seen how people do Surya Namaskar, they look in terms of doing how fast and quickly they can do, right? That is not yoga. You see, what happens is many people don't know when the International Day of Yoga was planned in the Ayush Ministry in Government of India. At that time, when all the yoga experts came, everybody wanted a reference from the book, where is what coming from? And then they discovered Surya Namaskar came about in the 19th century, where the Maharaja of Mysore, his guards and army folks, they had used this as a what will you call it, as a warm-up exercise. Okay, so in other words, Surya Namaskar is not really yoga. But what happens is there are segments within it which can be made into yoga. And how do we make it into yoga? By holding the position. You don't just go rapidly, right? So if you do one session, one Surya Namaskar, but if you take 5 minutes to do that one Surya Namaskar, that is good enough. Because what happens is, in the beginning, if you take the left leg back, as you are ending it, you'll bring the left leg forward first. So both sides of the get balanced fully. So that is the answer.
Thank you.
Dr. Rajan, I have a
Yeah.
quick question.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, you start with 3 ohms, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed that first ohm is louder than the second one is coming from like a very deep, and then the third one is very low. So what's the difference, like how we chant it?
Okay. Generally, the way in which the 3 ohms are looked at is, the first ohm is to go outside the body, the awareness, vibration. The second ohm is supposed to go outside the environment. And the third ohm is supposed to go outside the created existence towards God. So in other words, each one has as you can see, the first ohm is going like this, Om, and it comes down like that. The second ohm goes a little longer and tapers. The third ohm goes like this long kind of thing, right? So that is the reason why the ohms go that way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. So you want to go back to the 6th chapter?
Sure.
You have a question?
No, go back to the 6th chapter. That's what I was saying.
Okay. See, what happened was, as you have seen, I just want to recap for you the chapters that we had, so that you know the place of where the 6th chapter is. Okay. So remember, there were 7 parts to the book. The first part was what is yoga, and within that, the 6 chapters is what you're talking about. So the first chapter, understanding the nature of yoga, and understanding the nature of yoga is when you're able to activate your communication and realize what is the purpose of your life. That is the nature of yoga. Okay. And this is accomplished by training yourself to be a pure observer. And that's how it activates your wireless modem, and you begin to understand that. And of course, the yoga exercise is not simply the asana or what. Yoga is essentially in the domain of the mind and spirit. The physical element is not the real domain of yoga. That is only the stepping stone. Okay. So the philosophy of the Yoga Sutras is explained in understanding the nature of yoga. Then in the 2nd chapter, what is the application of yoga? Of course, for individual health, for individual well-being, but also, as per the Yoga Sutras, yoga is the basis of all creation. Everything in creation is cosmically connected. The cosmic flow is one cosmic program that is called the Rita in the traditional Indian philosophy. And so each one of us are contributors into the cosmic flow, the cosmic rhythm. And from there, of course, when we are true to our purpose, then there is no disharmony in our life. When we let our mind get carried away, that's when disharmony comes. So the key part is the application of yoga is not only for the individual being, it is for cosmic harmony. And it will also provide global solutions. Now, the history and systematic development of the yoga system, it goes back to very, very old times. Now, we always hear about Vedanta and the Vedas and Vyasa and all of that. Vyasa Muni is the one who compiled the Vedas, right? Nobody said he authored the Vedas. People only say he compiled the Vedas, which means what? The Vedas existed before in various little hymns here and there. So there were 33 religions in India at that time. So while bringing together, he borrowed all of them, all the sacred literature of the 33 religions, and then compiled the Vedas to unify. And that's why it's called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma literally means the eternal truth. In other words, the idea is, what is the cosmic one truth that can be accommodated by all religions? Okay. And of course, when he did that, in that context of time, he made fire the basis of all worship. That is why in the true Vedic system, there is only fire-based worship. There is no temple worship. The temple worship is outside the Vedas. But the temple worship existed even before the Vedas. So before Vyasa compiled the Vedas. Okay. So but on the other hand, where does yoga come in? Now, yoga, Patanjali was a predecessor of Vyasa. So in other words, Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutras as a non-religious, as a set of principles. Whereas on the other hand, Vyasa realized that people wanted a religion to practice too. So what he did was he compiled the Vedas, he wrote the philosophy in the Brahma Sutras that came to be known as the Vedanta, but he also kept the religious ritual of worshipping through fire. Okay, so that is the distinction between them. So the yoga system goes back before Vyasa, but because Vedic knowledge was known ahead of time, but not compiled systematically, the way Vyasa did it, we cannot say yoga is older than the Vedas, but it is older than the compilation of the Vedas, right? And then when a person is seeking to become a yoga instructor, first, one has to have personal discipline. One has to be on the path of yoga themselves. What is the meaning of path of yoga? The path of yoga is seeking to not to be affected by things externally. And unless you have that internal calmness, you are not even ready to be an instructor, right? If you don't practice yoga yourself, how can you teach others? And then the fifth chapter was about the mechanism perspective, how the nadis function together, the nadis, the chakras, and how the Ayurvedic system, works with it, the three-finger pulse reading that is done in Ayurveda, how that correlates with it. And of course, the Ayurvedic integration is the key mechanism of yoga. But on the other hand, we also explained the modern medicine approach, the physiology approach, as well as the exercise physiology approach. So all of this we've discussed. Now, the last chapter is growing your awareness by yoga for an instructor. The reason we put that last chapter in there is, you see, I don't know how many of you know over here, but there are some schools, actually not some, it's predominantly one school of yoga, fairly well-known school of yoga, that talks about the 5 koshas as the basis of yoga. Any of you have heard of the 5 koshas? No raising of hands, anyone? No. Okay. So the 5 kosha approach to yoga is not really integral to yoga. It has been borrowed from the Vedantic system. And where does it come from? It comes from the Taittiriya Upanishad, the 3rd chapter, which is called Bhriguvalli. Okay. So it is not really useful for a yoga model, but there is a very inspirational story as to what is the nature of yoga and existence and all of that, right? So that inspirational story is what is the 6th chapter. And the 6th chapter is all about, and that is basically the story coming out of Bhriguvalli of the Taittiriya Upanishad. That is the 3rd chapter. And there is this young man called Bhrigu, and his father's name is Varuna. So Bhrigu asks Varuna, that is what is that by which all of existence is created, is sustained, and where does it all go? Okay. So his father told him, go and do meditation. Actually, the word that is used is go and do tapas. Tapas means purification, purify yourself. That is how you know it. So Bhrigu goes and does tapas, and after a while he gets a brainwave. He realizes that, things grow and then die and regrow and things like that. And so what he did was he went and what makes things grow? It is basically, you can think of it as food or matter, right? So basically, he went and tells his father, food or matter, which is annam brahmeti vyajanat. All of existence, Brahma, comes out of annam, out of food or matter. Then when he says that, father says, no, you haven't understood. Go and do more meditation. So after a little while, he comes back and says, underlying the matter, there is energy. So energy is what makes everything happen. So he comes and says, pranam brahmeti vyajanat. Father said, no, you haven't understood. Go and do more meditation. So the 3rd time he does meditation, comes back and says, mano brahmeti vyajanat. Wherever the mind goes, that's where the energy goes, right? So father says, no, you haven't got it. Do more meditation. Tapo tapyata. That is the thing that comes in the Upanishad. So he goes back to do more meditation. And then he comes back and tells his father, oh, Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajanat. What is Vijnanam? Vijnanam means, the translation, since many of you understand a little bit of Hindi Sanskrit, the jnana means knowledge or, information. Vijnana means, Vishesha Jnana means the knowledge that whose nature is such, where you know the cause and effect. Okay, that's why science is called often Vijnana. So he comes and says that. So, but what did he understand? Well, he must have understood the concept of cause and effect working through, whether it is in terms of one life after the other or whatever. So his father says, no, you haven't understood, go and do more meditation. Then he comes, then he does not come back. What happens is he is there in complete happiness in the forest, meditating. And the thing is basically, that is the state where he has found ananda or joy or bliss, where he is in that state. So actually, typically when this is chanted, he's in such joy, he's just singing over there. And some of you may have heard in Vedic chanting that chanting goes that final segment in his bliss, in joy, he's singing ha woo ahamannam 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 ahamannada. Have you heard anything like that before? This typically, it is, chanted as part of the Bhriguvalli, in the Taittiriya Upanishad. But anyway, so he was in that state of happiness. So what happens is that happiness comes from the understanding that all of creation is only a manifestation. So whatever is core is never created or destroyed, right? So the thing is, you see, this 5 levels of awareness is often referred to as Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. Now, this does not have any relevance for yoga. It is only an experience of one person. But there is one yoga school that bases all their yoga. They want to be true to the Vedas and this thing, instead of going to the Vedic philosophy, in the sense they are a very Hindu-prone institution. Okay, so they pay a lot of attention to this thing, but it's a very inspirational thing. So what we did was we put in there that as an inspirational note for an instructor. So this is an example that this story that comes from the Upanishad, so that people can be inspired as they're reading, since the book is meant for more as for an instructor. So that gives you an overview of what we have done in the first segment of the book. Any questions? Because we are already out of time. Uma, anything? No. Okay. So
basically you're saying that you come into such a state that you are not going to be a teacher anymore, because you reach that state of Anand.
see, what happens is, that young man, that story comes that way. But the message of the Yoga Sutras is the highest state in yoga is called Dharma Megha Samadhi. In other words, each one of us are born to do our duty. So I cannot run away anywhere. So the thing is basically, anyway, so the concept of duty or Swadharma is the core of, Sanatana Dharma, whereas it is more in the Buddhist tradition that engaging with the material world is a waste of time. That is not the Sanatana Dharma. So Vijaya, please go ahead.
Thank you, Doctor. We'll begin with the chakra vibrations. Let's bring our awareness to the perineum. And with the little finger pressed with the thumb, we'll chant the mantra LAM. Take a deep breath in. LAM. Release the fingers, and one more time. We now bring our awareness 1 inch above the perineum, and with the ring finger pressed with the thumb, we'll chant the mantra VAM. Take a deep breath in. VAM. 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 Release the fingers and one more time. Vam. We now bring our awareness behind the navel, and as we draw in at the navel, with the middle finger pressed with the thumb, we'll chant the mantra Ram. Take a deep breath in. Ram. 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 Release the fingers and one more time. Ram. We now bring our awareness to the chest in between the breasts, and with the index finger pressed with the thumb, we chant the mantra Yam. Take a deep breath in. Yum. 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 Release the fingers and one more time. Yum. We now bring our awareness to the throat, and with the thumbs up mudra, loose fists, we chant the mantra Hum. Take a deep breath in. Hum. Hum. Release the fingers and one more time. We now bring our awareness in the middle of the head, and with the thumbs up mudra, loose fists again, we chant the mantra Sham. Take a deep breath in. Sham. 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 Release the fingers and one more time. Sham. We now bring our awareness to the top of the head at the back, and with the thumbs up mudra, loose fists, we chant the mantra Om. Take a deep breath in. Release the fingers and one last time. We'll now move to the Ujjayi Pranayam, the happy face breathing. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to the throat. The throat is at the base of the mouth through which food and air passes. Focusing there, make a big smile and feel a stretch in the throat. Focusing on the stretch, inhale and exhale slowly and gently as you feel the air rubbing along the stretch. Please continue. We'll now move to the respiratory mantra. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your awareness to the sternum in the middle of the chest and visualize a straight line from the sternum to the top of the head and leaving the body. Along that line, mentally vibrate the 3 syllables, Haim, Im, and make sure it leaves the body. If you have difficulty with the visualization, bring your awareness to a few inches above the head and focusing there, mentally vibrate Haim, Im, Please continue. Now bring your awareness to the chest, still keeping your eyes closed and focusing here, mentally vibrate Haim. Continue. We'll now move to the spinal alignment exercises, beginning with the neck exercises. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently bring the ear down to the shoulder. Inhale and come back. Exhale and bring the other ear down to the shoulder. Inhale and come back and continue. As you come back to the center, exhale and look over one shoulder. Inhale and come back. Exhale and look over the other shoulder. Inhale and come back and continue. As you come back to the center, and with the next inhalation, take your head backwards. Exhale and bring the chin down to the chest. Inhale and head backwards. Exhale and chin down to the chest. Continue. As you exhale and come back down to the center, we'll do the neck rotations. Inhale for half a circle as you go up, and exhale the other half as you come back down, and continue in the same direction. As you come back down to the center, let's switch directions. Inhale for half a circle, and exhale the other half. And continue. Relax. As you come back, we'll now do the shoulder exercise and alternate our shoulders. Inhale and lift up one shoulder. Exhale, rotate and bring it back down. Inhale and lift up the other shoulder. Exhale, rotate and bring it back down. Continue. Relax as you come back. We'll now do the hand exercises. Stretch your hands and keep them straight. As you inhale, open out your palms and keep them perpendicular to the forearm. As you exhale, thumbs in and fists down. Inhale, exhale. Continue. As you exhale and bring your fist back down, we'll rotate around the fists. Inhale for half a circle and exhale the other half and continue. As you come back to the center, we'll switch directions. Inhale for half a circle and exhale the other half and continue. Relax. As you come back for the next exercise, let's bring our elbows in line with the shoulders. Open out your palms and move your wrists up and down. As you inhale and exhale. Continue. As you come back down, we'll switch directions. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Relax. As you come back for the next exercise, let's interlock our hands and place them behind the head. Make sure your elbows are at 180 degrees and the head is straight. As you exhale, turn to one side Inhale and come back. Exhale and turn the other side. Inhale and come back. And continue. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's get our elbows above the head. As you exhale, pull on one elbow. Inhale and come back. Exhale and pull on the other elbow. Inhale and come back and continue. Feel the stretch along your shoulder blades as you do this. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's get our elbows behind the back. As you exhale, turn to one side. And as we hold this position, we'll inhale and exhale for a few breaths. Continue. Inhale and come back. Exhale and turn the other side. And as we hold the position on this side, let's inhale and exhale for a few breaths. Continue. Relax. As you come back for the next exercise, let's get our hands on either side of the spine. As you inhale, push back on one side, making a backward arch. Exhale and come back. Inhale and push on the other side. Exhale and come back and continue. Relax. As you come back, we'll now do both our shoulders together. Inhale and lift up both your shoulders. Exhale, push back, rotate and bring it back down. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Relax. As you come back for the next exercise, let's cross one leg over the other and hold the knee with your interlocked hand. Exhale and pull up the leg and turn your head to the same direction as the leg you're holding. Inhale and release. Exhale, pull and turn. Inhale and release. Continue. Feel the stretch along your thighs as you do this. As you inhale and come back down, we'll switch to the other leg. Exhale, pull and turn. Inhale and release. Continue. Relax. As you come back, we'll now do the cycling exercise with 5 counts on each leg. Inhale and bring up one leg. Exhale and stretch it out in a cycling motion. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch to the other leg. Inhale and leg up. Exhale and stretch it out. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax. As you come back, we now do Anulom Vilom, the alternate nostril breathing, and then move to Bastrika Pranayama. So we exhale and inhale through the same nostril while keeping the other nostril closed. So for example, if you begin your first inhalation through the left nostril, closing your right nostril, you inhale, close your left nostril, exhale, and inhale through the right nostril, close your right nostril, exhale, and inhale through the left nostril, close your left nostril, alternate, and continue. As you complete the breath, exhaling through the same nostril through which you commenced your inhalation, we'll move to Vastrika Pranayam. So as a reminder, Vastrika Pranayam is the deep breathing exercise. We'll do this keeping our eyes closed to a count of 20. The exhalation is a little longer than the inhalation. And as we do this, we visualize the vitality of the breath as we inhale and exhale. When you're ready, inhale, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 13, exhale. 14, exhale. 15, exhale. 16, exhale. 17, exhale. 18, exhale. 19, exhale. 20. And exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Relax. Observe any sensations in the head and also as they gently dissipate. Once the sensations subside, we'll do another short round of 10 counts. As the sensations subside from the head, we'll move to the next round and I'll keep count of the inhalation. When you're ready, inhale. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. 8. 9. 10. And exhale. Your eyes closed. Relax. Observe any sensations within.
Keeping your eyes closed, as the sensations dissipate, we will now go in for meditation. Tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts, and I care about nothing. If you have a personal mantra, you can chant it in your mind. Otherwise, you can listen to the Om mantra I will be playing. You can use any mudra that works for you. Keeping your eyes closed, affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I was born. Bring both your palms about 6 inches from your face. Open your eyes and look directly into your palms. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Vijaya.
Thank you, Anuji.
Thank you, Mom.
Namaste. Thank you,
Namaste.
Vijay.
Good night, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Anuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rakesh.